Every NBA team should propose right now. We're a couple weeks into the season. That doesn't mean that trade slop is not on the menu, folks. Now, keep in mind, trades typically do not happen until right around the trade deadline. It's very, very rare that you see trades happen early season just by the letter of the law. Most of these guys, especially guys who signed contracts recently or extensions, can't get traded until about mid-December. And with half the league making playoffs, two-thirds of the league making the play-in tournament, two-thirds of the team making the play-in tournament, teams wait longer and longer and longer and longer than ever to trade away guys. So keep that in mind, but we're going to look at this. One trade every NBA team should propose right now. Hey, it doesn't leave us. Fanspo never leaves us. The Atlanta Hawks, what should they do? Ousmane Dieng. All right, immediately I'm like, they're really getting into the fucking weeds here. Ousmane Dieng, Jay Will, a 2025 first-round pick. Least favorable. Look at the fucking options that the Thunder have. The least favorable from this selection of picks. Houston, the Clippers, Miami, OKC, and Utah. So least favorable, that means it's going to be a shitty pick, right? Like OKC, it's going to be an end of the first-round pick. For Larry Nance Jr. and Vit Krejci. That feels kind of expensive. Maybe not. Larry Nance Jr. is a really, really good player, and I'm really interested to see what his trade value would look like if he does end up getting traded. The Hawks are, like, not terrible. So I'm not sure they're going to be, like, super willing sellers and stuff like that. But if they did do this, is this not a little expensive? Jay Will and a pick for Larry Nance. This feels a little tiny bit expensive. Like, I think they like Jay Will a lot. And beyond that, I think he's, like, kind of a valuable locker room guy, as weird as that is to say. But Larry Nance would be a pretty good fit on the Thunder. I just think this is a little expensive. I think the Hawks would do that. Absolutely. Larry isn't even a center. Yeah, but he fits what the Thunder want to do. And I think his play style fits really well alongside their remaining pieces if they want to go small. The Boston Celtics get Amir Coffey for Jaden Springer and a 2025 second-round pick. Is that the market for Amir Coffey? If so, a bunch of teams need to be knocking on the Clippers' door. Your thoughts on the UFO hearings? I have not watched it. Is that shit real? I don't know. I feel like they overstimulate us with some of these UFO hearing things to make us, to distract us. Jang is in this article like 8 more times. Nice. That's real sicko shit. I think Amir Coffey's a pretty good player, to be honest with you. So Jaden Springer in a second-round pick, most favorable from Dallas, Detroit, Golden State, Washington. All right, you got Detroit and Washington. That would be a pretty good second-round pick, but I would do this in a heartbeat. Like, if the Mavs had an opportunity to do something like this, I would do it in a heartbeat. Brooklyn Nets, Obi Toppin and Jarris Walker. Wow. For Dorian Finney-Smith and Day'Ron Sharpe. Is that not a little pricey? So this is a big trade for the Brooklyn Nets. This is the big trade. Like, Cam Johnson could probably net you at least a first-round pick, maybe even more than that. Obi Toppin and Jarris Walker for Dodo and Day'Ron Sharpe. Is this not... Indy may see this as too steep of a cost. I actually agree with that. I think that's a lot. Unless they're just completely done with Jarris Walker entirely. But also, they do need some big depth since Isaiah Jackson just tore his Achilles a week or so ago. Day'Ron Sharpe could help there. Charlotte Hornets get Rob Will for Micic and 2 second-round picks. There's no way that's Rob Will's market, is it? Couple seconds? Maybe. That would be selling so low. At that point, how much does Rob Will have left on his contract? If that's how low Robert Williams' value is, I'd honestly rather keep him. Definitely, if I'm Portland, I'm 1,000% looking to get off of DeAndre Ayton any possible chance I can get. That way, Klingon, has a pathway to play time. And honestly, Rob Will, who's got a year left on his contract after this year, 27 years old, I'm cool with playing him and getting him out there. If my returns are a second-round pick from the Hornets, which, could be a decent second-rounder, I guess, and then a 2028 second in Micic, who I have no desire for whatsoever. The Hornets or the Blazers do not need another guard. Micic should just be in this for salary, I'm guessing. Depends on his health. Yeah, but you're selling so low right there. What's even the point? I would do that for sure if I were the Hornets. Bulls. All right, here's the big Zach LaVine trade. Here it is. The Chicago Bulls receive Cole Anthony, Jonathan Isaac, Tristan da Silva, a 2025 first-round pick, the best between Denver and Orlando's top 5 protected through 2027, turns into 2 second-rounders if not conveyed. The Magic get Torrey Craig and Zach LaVine. So the Magic go out and get Zach LaVine. How do we feel about this one? Cole Anthony, all right, that's fine. Don't mind trading him. Jonathan Isaac, Tristan da Silva. I get where he's coming from. I really do. God, Zach LaVine just does not fit what they've got going on at all. He just doesn't. No, and LaVine has looked good this year. He really has. He's up that trade value. And there's teams out there that I think could really use a guy like Zach LaVine. Like the Lakers. Honestly, make a good amount of sense for him. But I can't really see Orlando being in on this, to be honest with you. Is this too much? What would a Zach LaVine trade package look like? Cole Anthony is whatever. Jonathan Isaac, I really have no clue what Jonathan Isaac's trade value would be. 15 minutes a game currently this season. Has looked good in those minutes. I know the Lakers need defense, but I could see them going out and getting another shot creator. Tristan da Silva, 23-year-old rookie. I think that if you're looking to move guys and make moves, you're okay with trading Tristan da Silva, for sure. The Magic aren't going to trade their picks. I think you're okay with giving up one first-round pick in this upcoming draft. I can't see it. I can't see Zach LaVine being the option. I really can't. I was kind of in on Anthony Simons for a while, but I've even come off of that. I don't think that makes any sense for them either, based off what they try to do. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Larry Nance goes back to the Cavs for George Niang and a couple second-round picks. That would be incredible. That would be really, really good. So I'm sure Thunder fans are looking at this like, what the fuck? Why did we have to give up Ousmane Dieng, whatever, but like Jay Will, who we like, a first-round pick, and the Cavs give up George Niang in a couple seconds? How does that make sense? This would be a really nice pickup, though, for the Cavs. Get some more size off the bench, which is desperately something that they need. The Mavericks, Aaron Wiggins. Mavs get Aaron Wiggins for Maxi Kleber and a 2031 first-round pick. What? Why would the Thunder do that? Hell no, really? I would do that, actually. Honest to God, absolutely I would do this. But why would the Thunder do this? Surely two conference rivals vying for championship equity would not make the midseason trade, right? Perhaps. But the Thunder and Mavs danced in advance of last year's deadline. It could happen again. Oklahoma City's win-nowing true big ranks. Win-nowing true big ranks increase the likelihood. Maybe I need to read more. I don't. Kleber cannot play a ton of minutes, but even the partial strength Thunder won't need him to shoulder a super heavy workload. His defense mobility on the perimeter, size, and three-point range are reasonable stand-ins for Chet Holmgren. Granted, this deal cannot be completed until middle of January, its appeal loses luster if Holmgren is back. This would be very reactionary. Wiggins would be a monster get for the Mavericks. Yeah, that would be fucking crazy. I really don't understand why at all the Thunder would do this, especially considering they just gave Aaron Wiggins a 5-year contract under $10 million a year. Like an unbelievably good contract. This would make no sense. If this were a possibility for the Mavericks, oh, I'd be all over it. All over it. That would be incredible. The Nuggets get Cody Martin and Nick Richards from the Hornets for Zeke Naji, Dario Saric in 2 different first-round pick swaps. Ugh, no. No. No way. No way I'm doing that if I'm the Nuggets. No way. I'm really not a big Cody Martin guy, to be honest with you. I'm not really a big Nick Richards guy either. This would just feel like trading for depth for the sake of trading for depth. 2 first-round pick swaps in this? Ugh. Detroit Pistons. Oh, shit. The Pistons get Yusuf Nurkic and a 2031 first-round pick. Can the Suns trade a first-round pick? Top 3 protected for Isaiah Stewart. So the Pistons get Nurkic and a future first for beef stew. I think the Suns would probably do this. But if you're the the Pistons, you get Nurkic, whatever, a 2031 first-round pick. I could see this maybe. This one feels kind of realistic. Suns could get Wendell Carter Jr. instead for that. You think? Why would the Magic, who are in win now, want Nurkic, though? Golden State Warriors get Brandon Ingram. I can't see that. After the Steve Kerr fiasco, I cannot see that. The Pelicans get Guy Santos, Andrew Wiggins, a 2025 first-round pick, a couple of second-round picks, and the Raptors, who are involved in this trade, are getting Gary Payton and a 2026 second-round pick. Okay. Brandon Ingram is not a Golden State Warriors player. He doesn't fit the mold there whatsoever. And then on top of that, we have to remember this. On top of that, the Steve Kerr, Brandon Ingram experience in the Olympics or the World Cup, whatever it was so ugly. They do need a second option, though. That much is certain. It's going to bite them in the ass. It's a feel-good story right now for the Warriors. If they're healthy, their defense is going to be really good over the course of the season. Absolutely. But offensively, there's going to come a time when they're really lacking because they don't have somebody. They don't have a second option, and that's going to bite them in the ass in the playoffs more likely than not. I just don't think Ingram is the answer there. The Rockets get Duncan Robinson for Jock Landale, Jayshawn Tate, and a second-round pick. What a boring trade. Oh, what a boring-ass trade. Why do the Rockets want Dunk? I guess to space the floor a little bit more, they need a little bit more shooting. I mean, Jock Landale and Jayshawn Tate or whatever. Couple of seconds. The Heat save money. I have no thoughts on that trade whatsoever. The Pacers get Haywood Highsmith for a couple of second-round picks. Okay. That gives them another wing to add to the rotation. I do kind of like Haywood Highsmith. But, okay, they mentioned it here. Isn't he like the same thing as all the other problems they have with their wings? They're just not big enough. Why would the Heat do this? Getting a little bit more wiggle room under the cap? I feel like they gave Haywood Highsmith that contract in order in order to like trade him for a player later on, they extended Haywood Highsmith in the offseason, right? A couple years of $5 million. Goga should get some more minutes on another team because he's good. No, Goga is good. The Clippers get Kobe White. Wow, okay. Kobe White and the Bulls get Terrence Mann, a 2030 first-round pick. The Clippers have first-round picks to play with? Huh. So Kobe White, who's still young, gives you some more offensively, which the Clippers do need. Why why would the Bulls do this? What's the reasoning for Chicago to do this one? Yeah, I don't think the Bulls would do this at all. Like, let's say they finally achieve their lifelong goal of trading Zach LaVine this offseason or this trade deadline. I guess maybe he is due for a contract extension this offseason. And maybe they're like, we like Kobe White, but he's gonna demand a little bit more money than we're comfortable paying him. That can maybe be the logic. So if we can get a first round pick from the Clippers 2030, that could be a really good pick. He should just rebuild or reconstruct at this point. No reason to keep Jimmy and them old dudes on the roster. I can maybe see the logic of them trading Kobe White. But man, I don't know. Terrence Mann in a first. Why doesn't the NBA have a franchise tag? I mean, they have restricted free agency, which is like kind of close to that. The Lakers get Vucevic for D'Lo, Christian Wood, and a 2025 second round pick. Now we're talking. We've been clamoring for a Chicago Bulls backcourt of Zach LaVine and D'Angelo Russell. Vucevic on the Lakers would be interesting. Man, I feel like Lakers fans would hate his guts. Like, can you just imagine that? Man, I feel like Lakers fans would just hate him. But playing alongside AD would be kind of interesting for Vooch, assuming he's knocking down his threes. Like, he has to shoot his threes. No way Vucevic doesn't go there and suck immediately. Do you do this if you're the Bulls? Bring in D'Lo, fuck it. Second round pick, you get off the Vucevic money. If you're looking to trade Vucevic, yeah, probably. Really? I would do this. Vucevic only has a year left though at $21 million after this year. It could be a valuable expiring contract. Memphis Grizzlies get DeAndre Hunter and Vic Krejci's on the move quite a bit for Brandon Clark, John Conchar, and a 2027 second-round pick and a 2031 second-round pick. So the Grizzlies get some size in DeAndre Hunter. Brandon Clark has not looked great coming off that injury. I'm afraid he might be a little washed. John Conchar is just a whatever player. This one's actually interesting, to be honest with you, because the Hawks get off of the DeAndre Hunter money, and with Risha Shea in the picture now, Jalen Johnson kind of ascending. Hunter kind of feels like a lame duck in a lot of ways. John Jones or Stipe? I don't know. The Grizzlies get a little bit of size. I think I would do this. Honestly, if I were the Hawks, you get off that Hunter money. What you're getting really nothing in return. For the Grizzlies, they do need some size. It's not like DeAndre Hunter's been a reliable source of health throughout his career. He hasn't at all. I'm not sure. It's a little interesting. It's definitely interesting. That's an interesting trade. The Heat. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. All right. They have a huge trade for the Heat. They've had some weird, like, nothing trades, like Haywood Highsmith for a couple seconds sprinkled in here. But then they have some fucking bangers. Here we go. The Miami Heat get Jonathan Kuminga, DeAnthony Melton, Andrew Wiggins, Golden State Warriors 2025 first, a 2026 first round swap, 2027 first, and then a couple of Atlanta's 2028 second, and then Golden State's 2030 first. Golden State's 2030 first round pick protected 21 through 30. Has there ever been a protection like that? And in return, Golden State receives Jimmy Butler, Bruno Fernando, and Josh Richardson. The Raptors are getting Gary Payton again in this. And then a couple of seconds for helping make this thing work. He would do that in a heartbeat. The Warriors should say fuck no to this. This is insane. This is absolutely insane for this current iteration of Jimmy Butler. And even though the Heat should probably say yes to this, I'm telling you, they're probably not going to. Package is more fitting for a Lowry trade. Yeah. Yeah, but they don't want to pay Kuminga. But then, do you want to pay Jimmy Butler? Like, at least in a scenario where you pay Kuminga, he's somebody that you could still trade down the line. Just hopefully, like, continues to show something. He's 22. Like, a team would trade for, like, a 24-year-old Jonathan Kuminga who's still shown some things here and there. Butler's expiring. Yeah, but you're not giving up all of this for a shot in the dark at winning a championship this year. Like, that's you have to pay Jimmy Butler after this. You have to. This is too much. The Heat should do this if this was ever offered to them. The Milwaukee Bucks get Dillon Brooks and Tari Eason. Oh, my God. The Rockets get Chris Middleton in a first. I'm saying fuck no to that if I'm Houston. That's too rich for my blood. I'm not even sure that... I mean, obviously he is a better player, but I'm really not sure that Chris Middleton in his current form is even better than Tari Eason, to be honest with you. Houston does get a first-round pick in this, too. I mean, I think I would most certainly do this if I'm the Bucks. You have to rip the Band-Aid off. It sucks, but that Chris Middleton contract's going to be ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. We kind of knew that the moment that he signed it, but it's going to be ugly. Oh, wow. I didn't realize. Wait, 31 million and the 34 million player option? Did he not sign an extension recently? Did he only sign a 2-year extension? Yeah, okay, wow. 3-year, $93 million. All right, for some reason I thought that was a 5-year deal. So it's not the worst contract. But no way in hell the Rockets do that. Timberwolves get Delano Banton, who I played against the 2K once, for PJ Dozier and a 2026 second-round pick. Okay. All right. I'm not going to lie to you, though. After watching some Blazers games this year, I kind of don't think the Blazers say yes to this. Like, Banton's really not a bad player. They do have, like, a ton of guards and stuff, but I kind of feel like they wouldn't want to do this. Like, this is just a nothing trade for no reason, really. The Pelicans. All right, here's a big Ingram trade. Brandon Clark, Marcus Smart, Vince Williams Jr., and a 2025 first-round pick. And the Grizzlies get Brandon Ingram. Okay. That's one that we've thought about. Maybe the Grizzlies getting in on Brandon Ingram. So, theoretically, if healthy, a 5-man lineup of what? Ja Morant, Bane, B.I., Jaren Jackson Jr., and Edey. You got a good amount of size there. You have 4 guys really, who are really capable scorers. Well, I think the idea for the Pels is let's just get people that maybe we could flip down the line. Like this feels like maybe it'd be a rebuilding time for the Pels. So Marcus Smart could maybe help us out now. Otherwise, maybe we could trade him and pawn him off somewhere else. Vince Williams Jr. is like a kind of a promising young player. Then we just get a first round pick for our troubles and we don't have to pay Brandon Ingram. Like that's really it. This one's I really have no clue what to make of Brandon Ingram's trade market. And he's been pretty solid this year, so shout out to him. New York Knicks get Toumani Camara and Robert Williams. All right, what are they giving up here? Because why in the fuck, before I even look at what the Blazers are getting in return, Toumani Camara and Robert Williams, I need something. I need something of pretty legitimate value. Because Toumani Camara looks like a real NBA player. And I'm trying to think of what would realistically be offered by the Knicks that would make me like, as a young rebuilding team, trade a 24-year-old on a cheap contract. Cam Payne, Mitchell Robinson, in a first. So a mediocre-ass first-round pick. Mitchell Robinson, who's never healthy. So I replace my never-healthy Robert Williams with my never-healthy Mitchell Robinson and Cam Payne? Absolutely not. It's the Knicks are trading the Washington pick. So it's the Washington top 10 protected pick. That's not happening. 2025. Okay, top 10 protected in 2025. That ain't happening. Top 8 in 2026. That's probably not happening. So basically 2 seconds. Hell no. That's a horrible trade. The Knicks should be all over this if it was possible. That's a terrible trade for the Blazers. The Thunder. Is that Duop Reith? Duop Reith for a couple of seconds. Okay, sure. All right. Yeah. Why not, I guess. This is one of those trades that happens. This is one of those trades that happens where you get the notification and you're just like, okay. You get the sudden dopamine hit of a trade notification. And it's like, oh, Duop Reith for a couple of seconds. All right, I guess we got a notification at least. The Magic get Torrey Craig and Kobe White. All right, is there something about Kobe White? Have I missed something here? For Cole Anthony, Jet Howard, Denver's 2025 first-round pick, and a 2026 first-round pick. So this one's a little bit more interesting for the Magic than Zach LaVine, in my opinion. So they've had the Magic and the Bulls trading with each other twice on here. The Bulls one was the Bulls trading Zach LaVine to the Magic. This one is Kobe White to the Magic. Kobe White fits their timeline a little bit more. Not a good defender either, but fits their timeline a little bit more. Cole Anthony, I'm okay with that. Jet Howard, I'm probably okay with that. A couple of firsts. I really think about it if I'm the Magic. If I'm the Bulls, I get a young player in Jet Howard who has shown some stuff, but you would like to see more from a second-year guy at this point. And a couple firsts. I mean, this is all assuming they really don't want to pay Kobe White. Like, that's what it's assumed. Like, Kobe White might be due for $30 million a year, and we just don't want to give that to him. That has to be it. This one is a little bit realistic, though. I do agree with that. Philadelphia 76ers, Tari Eason. I really don't think the Rockets are all that interested in trading Tari Eason, but Tari Eason and Cam Whitmore. For KJ Martin goes back to the Rockets. A 2026 first-round pick, the second least favorable. So let's do some fucking math here. So the second worst out of this crop. Philly, Houston, Clippers, OKC. So it's going to be a bad 2026 first-round pick, more likely than not. A 2027 second-rounder, and a 2028 first from the Clippers. All aboard if I'm the Sixers. I do this in a heartbeat. If I'm the Rockets, why exactly am I doing this? I already have a ton of first-round picks to play with. I'm not really looking to get more firsts. I'm looking to make consolidation trades maybe, but I'm looking to upgrade my roster in the process of doing that. Tari Eason's a really, really good young player. Cam Whitmore, if I'm trading like Cam Whitmore and stuff, or Tari Eason, it's to like really upgrade my roster. Cam Whitmore is clearly not in their plans. But I think there are teams out there that'll be like, oh, Cam Whitmore? Yeah, he's like an attractive trade piece. The Sixers 1,000% should do that. Tari Eason to the fucking Suns. Okay, this one's the worst one yet. The Phoenix Suns get Tari Eason and a 2025 first-round pick. That's going to be bad. Second most favorable, Houston, OKC, or Phoenix. So, not going to be a great pick. In exchange, the Rockets get Josh Okogie and a 2031 Phoenix first. I don't think this is what the Rockets want to do. Why on earth would they trade a really, really good and important young player for a pick? I don't know. This one's bad. Of course, the Suns say yes to this. Did you verify Tari wasn't the author? Portland Trailblazers. Okay, here's a big one. Portland Trailblazers get Jalen Hood-Schifino, D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, and a 2029 first-round pick, top 5 protected, 2031 first-round pick, top 5 protected, for Jeremy Grant and Rob Will. That's an interesting one for the Lakers. I kind of actually like it for them. For the Trailblazers, that's not the worst. These first-round picks can be a little bit valuable. I'd probably want the protections gone on at least one of them. But that's not the worst. Sacramento Kings get Larry Nance Jr. That'd be nice for them. Trey Lyles, it is an upgrade. Very similar-esque players, but that's an upgrade for sure. So the Hawks get a couple of second-rounders for Larry Nance. That's probably what it's going to look like. The Spurs get Chris Boucher and Kelly Olynyk. Ugh. For Zach Collins and a first? Okay, I guess. That trade doesn't really do anything for me. The Raptors get Ousmane Dieng, Malavi Leones. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Who is that? Who is that? Oh, some super end of bench guy for the Thunder. 7-string center. All right. Okay. For Chris Boucher or Kelly Olynyk. Hey, one or the other. For the Raptors, Ousmane Dieng, sure. Sure, we'll see if we got something there. Utah Jazz get Cole. Okay. All right, this one's interesting. Utah Jazz get Cole Anthony, Tristan da Silva, and a 2026 first-round pick that's top 10 protected for Colin Sexton. I kind of like that for the Magic. I sort of like that for Orlando. Feels kind of whatever for Utah. But you get another pick, Tristan da Silva. Interesting player. Maybe you can get more for Colin Sexton. But I kind of like that for Orlando, for being honest. And the last one, the Wizards. Okay. Get John Conchar, Marcus Smart, Vince Williams Jr., and a 2025 first-round pick. That was the same exact package that landed the Grizzlies, Brandon Ingram, basically. But this time it's for Kyle Kuzma. I think I'd be out on the Kuzma business, man. I think I'd be out on it. I think it's a little bit alarming. Well, it's not surprising, but it's a little bit alarming how much better the Wizards are without him. And, you know, maybe he'd be better in a context like the Grizzlies, where he's not asked to be the best player, obviously, or function as the best player. I don't know if I'm the Grizzlies, a first-round pick in this upcoming draft. If I'm the Grizzlies, I don't mind taking a shot like this because you're not really giving up much. Marcus Smart hasn't been great. Vince Williams Jr. hasn't been healthy. It hasn't like been in your rotation when you're trying to be good. I don't think that's the worst return for the Wizards either. An interesting article. I'm sure we'll get plenty of these throughout the next month or two.